member and I'm not a student, so you might be thinking, well, you and I, what am I doing here? So I'm actually a Goodwill Ambassador for an organisation called World Kindness Australia. And what you can see up there is the logo for World Kindness Australia. It's an organisation that's part of the World Kindness Movement, which is the logo on the other side. And what we do at World Kindness is we are participating and leading in a global campaign for kindness. So some of the things that actually means that we do is there's a World Kindness Week in November and a World Kindness Day. During World Kindness Day, there's a global flash dance, so that might be something that Monash students might think about participating in. When I say global, I mean around the world, and there's a flash mob and a set dance that people do, and there's videos that get made, and it all goes viral. It's all very exciting. There's a big hug, which is a whole lot of people at a beach near you, where they all get together and do a big hug and show some kindness. We have a mascot called Captain Kindness. He may be making an appearance at Monash this year. We have members who support the World Kindness Association, and we have Goodwill Ambassadors like me. So I'm here to talk about kindness today because if you thought about it semantically, the word kindness is a bit of an adjective, and I'm going to encourage you to think about how can we put that into action. That kindness isn't just about describing something, kindness is actually something we do. So, here's some examples. You gave me useful directions when I was lost. There's an act of kindness. You wrote a special message to a teammate acknowledging their hard work. You comforted my teammate after a loss. You took extra time to explain how to complete this form. That could be actually a common one at Monash, and I'm sure many of you can actually think of examples when you come to Monash, and some of these things might have been your need that you'd like something to help you with. Kindness is a bit of a tricky thing. How do you define it? Many people would say it's the golden rule. Hands up if you've heard of the idea of the golden rule. Great. Many religions, I think actually all religions in the world somewhere, or spiritual philosophies talk about the golden rule being, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And the basic idea of that is, if you'd like people to treat you respectfully, you should treat others with respect. If you don't want people to bully you, don't bully other people. That's a good definition, but I'm a little bit uneasy with it because it's all about me. It's kind of like, how do I want to be treated and making sure I treat others how I want to be treated. I'm going to invite you to think of kindness as being something about empathy. And the key thing about empathy is it's not about you, it's about the other person. So I love this quote by George Bernard Shaw. Don't do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Their tastes may not be the same. And so I'd like to encourage you to think that when you're being kind, it's not about, well, what would I like in this situation? It's thinking about the other person. What would be kind for them? And you possibly all have this situation. People might think, oh, you should say hello to everybody and give them a hug when you greet them. And all these big times, well, I don't want a complete stranger. That would be the most unkind thing they could do, to come up and give me a hug. So if I stopped and thought, hang on, what would the other person like or need? So that's what I'm going to encourage you to think about. Why think about kindness? A world without kindness is a world where we have exclusion, where we have disrespect, where there's disconnection, where there's injustice, where there's bullying, where there's selfishness, where there's unhealthy silence, and where there's discrimination. So, what can you do to make a difference? I'm going to encourage you to think, when you come across situations, a key question to ask yourself is, what would be the kind thing to do here? Up there on the screen is a photograph, and I'd like you to think right now and just shout it out from the floor. In this situation, what do you think would be a kind thing to do?
Go and comfort the girl in front.
Go and comfort the girl in front? Yeah. Why? What do you think might be going on there?
The girl in the back would like the bullying or teasing her.
Yeah, it could be teasing, yeah. What else do you think would be a kind thing to do?
Talk to the girls in the back.
And what would you say to the girls at the back if you want to talk to them?
Maybe ask them what they're doing and ask them if they think that's fine.
Yeah, that's a good thing, actually. Challenge people to think that thing that you're doing, had you stopped and thought, maybe maybe that's actually not a kind thing to be doing. Maybe there's some hurt that's going on. How about the rest of you? I know that you're in it, you're doing great stuff, so thank you. You know, the rest of you students, you're monash students, so, you know, it's taken for granted that you're bright. Apparently you're shy. Maybe I'll give you another image. What about this one? What would be the kind thing to do in this situation? Or many kind things, not just one thing. See if it's okay. See if it's okay? Yeah.
You get help from somebody who knows what they're doing.
Yes? Get help.
Pick up his bike for him.
Pick up his bike? Absolutely. Are there some things that you're thinking about it that just might not be quite so obvious?
Just sit with them.
Sit with them, yeah, yeah. Sometimes when people have had a situation, they just need somebody to sit with them. I'm just going to give you a very quick example about my real life right now. I live in one of the areas that's been threatened by fires. I had to evacuate my house yesterday and stay with relatives in the city because my house was under threat of a fire. And so that's been quite a emotionally difficult situation to deal with. And so when I alerted our family and friends, because many of them are concerned because they know the area I live in, we had 5 people contact and say, there's a bed here. If you want a bed for the night, just come. And I found actually just people reaching out and saying, we're thinking of you. We're here. Has actually been really useful and really kind to me in dealing with the situation. So never underestimate just saying to somebody, I'm here. I'm thinking about you. That can actually be incredibly powerful in a situation. There's some great ideas. Thank you. I think actually, if I was to give you some kind of definition of what it is to be kind, it's about bringing your heart to what's going on. It can be kind of easy to be thinking, oh, this is what we should do, or let me get it with my hands. But I think actually that part where you're making a connection with your heart to reach out and be kind to people. And I'm going to suggest to you that don't be too concerned, is there a right or wrong definition of kindness? You find a definition that's for you, and if you are practicing the practice of kindness, it's about you holding yourself accountable to whatever that definition is. So, I think kindness is something that's caught, it's not taught. And so this is the idea that, you know, I wouldn't encourage you to come and sit to a whole lecture or something on how to be a kind person. I think there are ways that you can think about it. And this is where we get to the interactive portion, where I'd like you to get your mobile phones out. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a live poll. I'm going to switch over to the internet. And what you have there is a poll where I'm asking you, when was the last time you experienced kindness? So there's a mobile number up there, and I'll read it out to you in a moment. What you'll do is, to that mobile number, you'll text one of those numbers, and we will see the live results flashing up there from in the room. So the question is, the last time I experienced kindness was today, was last week, last month, or you can't remember. And the mobile number, I forget the +61, you could just do 0429 883 481. Again, 0429 883 481. And pick one of those codes and text it through now, and we'll get some live results in this room. How have you been going in terms of experiencing, catching kindness for yourself? You'll only be, oh, exciting! You'll only be able to vote once. So what have we got today? Got 4 results in. Refresh in a few seconds. Hands up if you've texted through, just so I can get a sense of how many. Oh, good, lots of people. We've got a sense of how many results we're waiting on. For those people who said they'd experienced a kindness today, or we're just waiting for results to come through, would you shout out and tell me what that experience was? What was the kind thing that happened?
Yeah, I took my girlfriend home because she left a car.
Oh, you gave somebody a ride home. Great. What else was the kindness that's been experienced today? Go on up there. Somebody's going to dob somebody in. No,
I
you
gave
tell
her
me,
a
you tell
ride
me.
today.
Sorry?
I gave her a ride today.
Oh, you gave her a ride today, brilliant.
Sensing
Oh,
a bit of a
look at
calm
that,
feeling here.
wow. Lots of people experiencing kindness today, excellent. So, some more, what else has happened today? There's now 16 people in the room who said they've had kindness today. What was it?
I didn't change the parking, and someone stopped by again to change.
That's a brilliant one. How many of us have been in a situation we would have loved that kindness? Change for parking when you didn't have it. Brilliant. Okay, so now on to poll number 2. So what we're seeing there, we've had 30 results. Lots of kindness has happened today and last week. So I'm going to ask you. So this time, same mobile number. This is the last time you acted kindly towards somebody else. The same mobile number, 0429 883481. Which code would you send through for the last time you acted kindly? And while we're waiting for the results to come in, can somebody give me some of the examples of things that you did that you believe was a kind act? Took your neighbour's rubbish out, brilliant. I've been in a situation at times where I wish someone would do that for me. So on behalf of the person you did that, thank you very much.
Last week during the heat wave when I was catching the train home, it was peak hour and there was an old woman standing up without a seat, so I gave my seat up to her.
Brilliant. Giving your seat up to somebody else, particularly somebody older.
And it was
Brilliant.
around one of the 40 degrees that day, so
See, one of the things that tells me about that example in particular is a kind of being aware of what's going on around you. So it can be very easy to get on the train or bus and just think, I'm here, I'm going to read my book, I just want to get home. But actually thinking, what's going on around me? Is there somebody to whom I can do a kindness? Is there somebody who needs something from me? What's the results coming? We've had 10 people act kindly today, 19 last week. Ooh, and a couple of people who can't remember. Oh, well, I'm hoping that's definitely going to change. So, thank you for participating. That's great to see. One of the things that we do at World Kindness Australia is that we ask people to make a conscious declaration of support for kindness and acting kindly. So this is the declaration of support for individuals. And at this point, you just might like to do a bit of a cough and warm up your voice, because I'm actually going to ask all of us to read this together. I did think about getting you to stand up too much. So that very voice, everybody needs to read the voice. Time to go now. Bit of a swallow. So are you ready? Let's start. I declare my support. Sorry. Okay. I declare my ongoing support to the practice of kindness at Monash University to create a kinder society for all. I recognise the importance of kindness. I will actively do and acknowledge kind acts wherever I am. I endeavour to inspire others and celebrate kindness wherever I can. When you do that, you're going to take it on board. Because your mission, should you choose, at this point I could do the music, dun, 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 Mission Impossible. So is to do a kindness a day. So I'm offering you a challenge to think about a kindness that you can do. And right now, I just want you to take your pen out and just jot down some notes for yourself of something that you can do in the next 24 hours as a kindness to somebody you know or even to a random stranger. And I'm going to ask you tomorrow to check in with each other. So what was that kind thing that you did? Just take a moment now and write down what's a kind thing you're going to do in the next 24 hours. loneliness away. So thank you for taking the time to think about it. Because what I'm hoping that I will hear either through Twitter posts or the newspaper that kindness has become infectious at Monash. Remember, it's something that is caught, not taught. I hope you catch it and I hope you pass it on to all the students at the university. So that's my end of my presentation and I open up for questions. Yes?
So what do you do as a Goodwill ambassador?
A Goodwill Ambassador. So it's a role that I can choose to do many things. One of the things they ask us to do is create Goodwill initiatives. That might be something in my local community where I might like to start a program or a project for people, and then I lead that and try to get other people involved. Particularly for World Kindness Week in November, it might be that I'm planning something that I'd like to have happen in World Kindness Week, or it may be something where I just want to actually keep spreading the message or showing kindness. For some people, they're already volunteering somewhere, and it's just a way of saying, I'm volunteering actually because I believe in kindness, and this is one way to show my Goodwill Ambassador. So to some extent, you could all be Goodwill Ambassadors for kindness, as being part of the host ambassador program. If you'd like to know more about it, I can provide contact details to Stephen. Any other questions? Yes?
How would you find out about some of the activities like the flash mob and the Republicans?
The website. So there's worldkindnessaustralia.org is the website. There is a Facebook page, and actually I was going to suggest to Michael and Stephanie that there might be some link that they want to make for you in the closed Facebook page to the World Kindness Australia Facebook page. There's also a Twitter feed. So there is the Twitter for World Kindness AU, and actually Captain Kindness as well. Also has the Twitter feed. So that's a way of things that are happening. There's not a lot big stuff planned at the moment. We're just in a planning phase about what's going to happen in 2014. But we are coming back for something, World Kindness Australia, in July week. Any other questions? Great. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I wish kindness spreads at Monash through you.